Think we are live. Give me a second. This is review of 15th April. We still do review for 16th and 17th that I'll do tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Now, thinking of the review, let's start. Okay. Uh, on 15th of April, market initially pushed higher. This was the second 5-minute bar, and then I saw a retracement here. Those of you who watches me know I am very much interested in buying below prior bar lows. We seeing the momentum early during the opening hour. We were betting on the market moving much higher. I bought below prior bar low, exited right on this retracement when it came here. Looking at it now, it feels like, since it's after the fact, it's very easy to say, but still seeing this momentum, I should have moved my stop to break even and looked for another opportunity to buy. This could have been a better opportunity where we went a tick below the prior bar low. That would have been better. We bought here and it moved enough here, went against us, and when it made a new high again, we moved our stop to break even, and that is when we got out. Another bar which went below our major prior and around the support area was this could have been a buy. Maybe we'll have to look at 15 minutes to see what it did. I did not took any trade until later in the US session, where I bought this support, this clearance. I had a tight stop, 40 points. Maybe it was wrong. Just got out around here. Had we had a bigger stop, 20 more points, we got a good winner. So it was a good trade idea, I would say. Good idea. This was also a good idea. Maybe a better management, or maybe it was all right. Better management here. Good trade idea. Biggest stop needed. Maybe if I would have bought a clearance of this and a 40-point stop, it might have worked. Maybe let's look at 15 minutes to see the bigger picture. This was clearly a better buy. Those of you wondering, it was a first 15-minute candle that went below, so maybe a buy here is what I might have done if I would not have closed this session. This was a good buy, and then a stop around here would have been, from here to here would have been a 40-point stop, 40-45, which was fine, and a new high, and then you move to break even. It was a good buy. This was below prior bar low, a buy around here, and this was much better, but during the session I would have bought around here, and then none of the candle went below until here. This was a sell, and then you look for prior bar highs which came around here, so might have sold there, and then a good buy, and then a buy after the clearance of this is what I tried. I got stopped out. Okay, Hmm. The first prior bar low worked, right? Keep an eye on the first prior bar low. It generally worked. Generally, a lot of time it works. All right. Moving on to Nasdaq. Hmm. Okay, we bought the fishing signal. It was very early. The market was not even opened, and maybe we booked our profits. It depends. Sometimes, some days I want to let it run. Here I could have, but you never know what's going to happen when the market open. It was a fishing signal. I booked my profits because I didn't want it to let them dissipate just because when the market open it might move very rapidly. Hmm. Sold around here. This was a prior bar high. Got a better price. This could have also been a sell. I stopped myself around this area. Alright. Even after looking at this candle, it makes sense to have a tight stop. I got fearful as well, but a tight stop was alright. Looking at this candle, you'd expect, and this was 980, 820, 150 point candle. Of course, you'd expect the market to be in a range after it. We did nothing after it, but let's look at a 15-minute chart to see a better picture. This is where we opened. This was first prior bar low if you would have bought, but you would have to be careful. There's 30 minutes have been passed and we're not seeing momentum. Might have bought around here, then you would have stopped out. Could have a 60 point stop maybe, and then a prior bar high. First bar that went above after a sell, and if you're assuming it is going in a sell direction, it was a good signal. It was pretty much sideways. I'm not saying anything catches my attention until late. We might have news this day, not really sure. Let's look at Dow. Whatever we did in the Nasdaq, we did the same in Dow. Bought a fishing signal here right before the market open. I wanted to book my profit. I did, and this was the first 5-minute candle, and we bought below prior bar low around there. Added around this point and then closed around here. This was somewhere around the range high. I waited for another candle that went below, and if you look around here you would see this candle didn't went below it, this didn't, and then this did around there. But you always want to be careful. You look at such bars, so maybe you wait the market to go below such area, which it did around here, and I just bought right below it. Market went in my favor. I moved my stop to break even, got stopped out. Well, you, if I look at it, I had more than 100 points here, but you always think, looking at the momentum, that maybe you can get more, and maybe if it's an A, B, C, D which is forming up, it would have been really nice. But stopped out. We sold right here, which was above prior bar high added when we came down and stopped ourselves out around there. If I remember it right, some of it, maybe the addition which I did here was closed at break even area, and then I closed some around there. Let's look at a 15-minute to see if we see something very clear. It was the first bar only which was very good to buy around there, which we did, and then it was a sideways, very very rusty momentum. It would have been a killer. Good that we didn't traded it. All right. I'll see tomorrow with the review of 16th of April. All right.